We had just moved from Orlando, Florida to the Central Valley of California. Here, a few months in, we started noticing something that was like, hey, we probably should, get this checked out. Went to the doctor and they said, hey, we need to have a biopsy and just check, make sure everything's okay. And they bring us back. We kind of were a little nervous because we hadn't called to say, hey, everything's okay. They call us in and tell us that, hey, these biopsies came back as malignant. You do have breast cancer. And I think the moment that you hear those words, you have cancer, it's like just this flood of emotions of what do we do? We've got commitments ministry-wise in just a few hours. Beyond that, we have, we're 2 days out from Christmas, but we have our 2 daughters who we have to go home and let them know Mom has cancer. Walking through that process of going, okay, all of this is unsure, but we still know that God can work through this situation. She's going to be okay. We don't know what this looks like, but we'll take the next step and see, what the doctors say and kind of go from there. When we went to the doctor she finished chemo the first part of July, but hadn't responded, hadn't bounced back. And we went back, and on the 22nd of July, we got the news that not only had this cancer, the chemo didn't stop the cancer, but it advanced and spread. I remember asking the doctor at that point, what are we looking at if she doesn't do chemo? How long are we looking at? He looked and he goes, I would say, 2 to maybe 5 or 6 months. She mentioned, she goes, I don't want to die. I had plans that we would grow old together, that the girls would get married and have kids. I'd be able to see them. I remember the oldest daughter, a little bit later, she had gone outside, got in her car, and was just screaming. And we just said, okay, we're going to stand on this verse, Psalm 112:7. It says, they have no fear of bad news, but they confidently trust the Lord to care for them. And I knew at that point, and just telling her, I know that God will take care of us because he did for me when my dad died at 14. We can't control the situation, but I know that God is still in control. It was 7 days from when we found out that cancer had spread. 7 days later, she passed away at home. I didn't know what to do. And I just went in the front room and just started playing the piano just to worship, because I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. Our family came out into that area, started worshiping. And there are times that you walk through things that when you don't have control, and we can push God away, looking at it saying, God, why did you cause this? And the issue with that is he's the only one that can be there for you at that time. Nobody can fix it. I couldn't call a doctor that would reverse the cancer. We had one of the finest oncologists that's in our area. He tried everything and nothing happened. The only one that could help us is God. It's important for us to realize that even when our spouse dies, that when God talks about the plans that I have for a hope and a future, that those plans didn't die with your spouse. That God still has plans. Now, they may look different than what your plans were. My life looked a lot different than what I had planned. I didn't plan on wearing this badge of a widower. It's like it hit, and I had a flood of emotions of God just saying, I'm not done with you.